Sound check. Sound check. This is a very specific video for a very specific crowd to whom it may concern. And to whom it may concern, this video is just for you. It seems apparent that to some of you, you are not aware of certain changes on the channel, and the topics you talk about is for a channel that no longer exists. That was Bayloric TV boxing channel, which closed at the end of 2016, 2017, 2018, I don't know, 17, I don't know when it closed. That was after a very successful run of Bayloric TV, even having the great Michael Buffer as our intro, and our interviews going global with every newspaper covering our interview. Unfortunate what this topic it was covering, but nevertheless, it happened, and we still today, not under Bayloric TV, but now BWTM Sports, we still get that coverage, and we are very proud of that, much to the displeasure of some of you. Now, to most of you, this message doesn't apply to you because we know that you are supportive and we're very thankful, but we're not addressing you. We're addressing the people that have a real bee in their bonnet about this Gospic interview or gossip. The aim of the interview, like every interview that has been done in the past, has been to bring the person on the show and to speak their truth. Now, the fact that a fighter may have been getting shortchanged, or a fighter was not being treated correctly and they wanted to talk about it, what's wrong with that? Isn't the role to report news, whether it be favorable or unfavorable? So it was a story. It so happened to be a story which was fake. It also so happened to be with some people that thought it was funny to do it. Now, whilst I admit, and have admitted in the past, that this is one incident that happened and very much was set up by some people out there that don't like to see other people successful. And they know who they are. And for that minute or that moment in time, they had a bit of fame. But I ask you this question. When people come on the channel and say, what about a Gospic interview? I say, what about BBC, Channel 4, The Sun, The Mirror, The Star, any newspaper, tablet, any media outlet in the world that has not had false sources, that people have been revealed to be false sheikhs or false this or false that, false investors. So for people to come on the channel and to keep mentioning this Gospic thing, when the channel itself, Bayloric TV, has been closed, and the reason why it was closed was not because of Gospic, sorry to inform you, but it's to expand, and for Bayloric TV to close because it was only a boxing channel, and now it is a sports channel. Yes, albeit it being a boxing channel because I'm still leading it, but that's not the plan in the future. We want to be able to have different sports. So that's why it's BWTM Sports Channel. That's why it's here. That's where it is. And in terms of me or having anti this and anti that, that's an opinion. It's not a proven fact. So, and in terms of what people listen, this channel has always been about the community. Our history goes back to 2009 when we were doing work in the community, working with underprivileged young people. In 2010 and 11, sorry to hurt some of your feelings, 8.5 million homes watched the National Community Champions documentary, where it highlighted people that had done well in the community. I was one of community champion winners. A documentary was done, and I think it was either BBC or Channel 4 came in and filmed that documentary. You probably didn't know that. So I've come from the world of sport and come into the world of media. Since 2009, we're still here, and we're going to keep going, and we're going to keep expanding. So one source, and that was somebody who went out their way to trip us up. One source that was incorrect or inaccurate over a spanning decade of almost 10 years. I think we're doing pretty well. I think we're doing quite well. Thank you very much. We do what we can. This channel has always been about community. I've always said it. And people say, well, why do you have to explain yourself? Well, because I started out that way, talking, speaking to the people that listen. And that's what we're respected for speaking our truth and being honest. And for the rest of it, it was a fake interview. We were led down a garden path. Yeah, it could probably happen again in the future. And at the time, you know, people all jumped out, which we've got a bullying culture. Everyone jumped out. The well-known people, podcast jumped out and started saying this, that, and the other. I couldn't give a damn, to be honest. Really couldn't give a damn, to be honest, about the matter, because it happened, and you learn from it, and you get better, and you come strong from it. BWTM Sports, we're very proud of it. We're proud of the fact that we're going to move forward and expand and into different sports. So, hey, and in terms of what anybody else has got to say and their opinions and their thought processes, we're where we are. We're happy where we are, and we're going to keep moving forward. So people's opinions, people always have an opinion, and you can't stop people talking, even if they are unprofessional, even if they are the way that they are. It doesn't mean you have to engage with it. It doesn't mean you have to be involved with that. Stay classy, stay professional. So there's your Gospic story. And in terms of me hating Matchroom, got to make that quite clear. There's no me hating Matchroom. I hate bullshit. But let's to clear that up. And look, I've addressed the Gospic situation now, and that's it. People want to hear about positivity. People want to hear about the news. People want to hear the latest stories. People want to enjoy the live interaction. They love that. And I'm sure people will still have an issue about it, but I've addressed it, and that's it. I closed the book on it. And if anybody else has got a problem with the Gospic interview, then they can listen to this over and over and over again and enjoy it. But let me tell you something. That's probably the worst thing that could have happened, because it's made us a lot stronger. And for the record, if you're thinking that this channel is where we started, that's where you've got it wrong. You need to go and look at BWTM News and Entertainment. We started in 2009. This is an additional channel. So I'm sorry to disappoint you that the journey did start in 2009. And you can see all the stuff I'm talking about and more. I don't have to justify or prove anything, but I just thought I'd talk about it. So to whom it may concern, I hope that you have enjoyed this little message. It's for you. And I'm sure that if it's Googled in the future, somebody will look at it and want to know about the topic. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a closed matter. For one other thing, just to put it out there, there's a big difference between being given something that's already been built and then having to build it from scratch. And a lot of these people don't know what it's like to build from scratch. A lot of these people that are quick to open their mouths and say certain things couldn't build from scratch, couldn't do it from scratch. People jump from one platform onto another platform, and that's how they're making a success. But there'd be absolute nobody if they had to build something from scratch. This has been built from scratch. I didn't get a rich inheritance or a platform built for me to walk on and learn. I've learned it by myself and help with others. No silver spoon, no handouts, doors shut in the face. So what you do, you create your own. So that's what it is. Self-made? Maybe. But while you were here knocking, we're going to keep working. And in terms of constructive criticism, I will end on this note. When you've constructed something, then let's have a conversation about criticism. But don't sit behind a keyboard throwing out criticism. And then when you're asked, what is your real name? Who are you? You come out with, you start getting offended about it. If you want to talk about real news and you will talk about real sources, how about starting by putting your real name up on YouTube? That'd be a bit of a challenge, wouldn't it? How about us seeing your face? How about hearing you break down a fight? How about seeing you doing a live show? How about seeing you go around doing live interviews? Do it all. Do it all and get the big names. Do all those things and get your channel in every single newspaper in the world. Do it. Do all those things. And then maybe you could sit down and tell me how I can improve in this area, or I could do that in that area, or I could do this. Do that. And maybe I'll respect you, or even try. Even try. But don't come on here trying to give it big Larry, big balls, tell me how I should do this and that. I did it from the ground up. I didn't jump on anyone's platform. I didn't jump on a platform that was already established. I did it from the ground up. And I'll leave it as that. I didn't go on someone else's platform and make myself known. I built my own platform and I invited people on my platform. The end.